Well, so I managed to pick up another one of these cheaper lawnmowers with the newer Briggs on it. This one's a 300E series, 4.5 foot-pounds of gross torque. Not that that really means anything. But this thing has the very, very standard at this point carburetor issue with the main jet clogging up. So I'm going to need to pull that out. I've already taken the air filter cover off, the air filter out, and sprayed some carb cleaner into the carb just to see if I could pull it and get it to start. It does. This is a 2015 model year 2015. So they told me that they had only had it for about a year and a half or so, and they went to go start it here pretty recently. It didn't want to start, so they bought a new lawnmower and put this one up on Craigslist and just wanted to get rid of it. So I've got the mower tip back, some weight on the handle to keep it like this. This will prevent some of the fuel from coming out. I may still have to end up clamping the line off, but we're going to do this a different way and pull this off, set that aside. So we have a 5/16. Pull off the PCV line right there. Now we have better access to the carburetor. So what we're going to do is pull the carburetor out, just like this. So fuel line pliers. Pinch that off. And we're going to remove the clamp from the carb. Go. And I'll meet you guys at the workbench. As I said earlier, these carburetors have this very common issue with gumming up. Anytime one of these lawnmowers comes into my shop and it has starting issues, it's pretty much guaranteed that this is what's going to be wrong with it. And there you have it. Soak up some of this gas. But this is the fun part. What you want to do is get a screwdriver, a flat tip screwdriver that's small enough to fit into the sides here without breaking anything, and this can kind of be daunting for some people, but that's all there is to it. And then you want to split the jet in half. Now you can just replace these. Part numbers in the description bar. And if they do get a little bit of age on them, they're a little bit more difficult to deal with. So it's really kind of on you if you want to replace it or not. Go ahead and clean it up and see what we can do. Alright, so everything's been cleaned out. You also want to make sure that that tiny little hole in there is clean. This one is. It does not take much for these carburetors to mess up. But all you do is just slide the jet back on, throw her back in the carburetor. Just for the hell of it, I am going to pull out the float pin. Needle looks okay. Shoot a little bit of carb spray into here. So the carburetor is now all back together. It's important that you make sure if this comes out, you put it back in the correct way. There's a hole in it, and it's supposed to be facing down, and you can see it when you have that jet removed, and you're supposed to see all the way through it into the throat of the carburetor. Let's go ahead and reinstall it. So this air filter is supposed to be serviced up with oil. This one is actually still good. I can feel it through the gloves. So we'll just throw this back in. Throw the filter box back on. Just like that. So now we'll get the motor right side up and outside and see if it'll start. So I actually had to replace that entire jet. I've had to do that about 50% of the time with these newer brakes motors. Just for whatever reason, it's just the way they're designed. But normally, if cleaning it out doesn't fix it, replacing them will. So we'll give it a few primes. So it runs well enough now, and that'll be about it for this video. But I am going to do a separate oil change video on it, and stay tuned for more.